الآفة الثامنة عشرة, defect 18. المدح, praising. وهو منهي عنه في بعض المواضع. And this is, in certain circumstances, a forbidden thing. أما الذم فهو الغيبة والوقيعة. And it contrasts with condemnation. It's the opposite of condemnation, which is backbiting and insulting others. وقد ذكرنا حكمها. We've already discussed backbiting. والمدح, praising, يدخله 6 آفات, 4 في المادح و2 في الممدوح. And as for praising, this is subject to 6 defects. 4 afflict the one who is praising, and 2 afflict the one who is being praised. فأما المادح, as for the one who is praising, giving the praise, فالأولى أنه قد يفرط فينتهي به إلى الكذب. The greatest danger here is that he goes to excess in his praise and ends up being a liar. And that's always the risk when you're, even for the sake of politeness, and it's common in Oriental cultures endlessly to heap praises upon people when making speeches, and it becomes tedious after a while. And sometimes, he says, the danger with that is that you end up simply telling lies. الثانية, the second, أنه قد يدخله الرياء. Ostentation may afflict this or contaminate it. فإنه بالمدح مظهر للحب, because by praising somebody you are making a show of love for that person. وقد لا يكون مضمرا له, but in practice you may not inwardly love that person. ولا معتقد الجميع ما يقوله, and you may not actually believe all the things that you're saying. فيصير به مرائيا منافقا, and if you're like that, then you are ostentatious and a hypocrite. الثالثة أنه قد يكون ما لا يتحققه ولا سبيل له إلى الاطلاع عليه. The third is that you may be saying things that you're not really sure of and you have no means of ascertaining. الرابعة, the fourth, أنه قد يفرح الممدوح وهو ظالم أو فاسق وذلك غير جائز. The fourth is that you might bring joy, is that by bringing joy to the one you are praising, he may in fact turn out to be a tyrant, an unjust person, or a corrupt person, and that is impermissible. So those are the 4 defects of being a praiser. أما الممدوح, as for being praised, فيضره من وجهين. He is harmed by praise in 2 ways. أحدهما, the first, أنه يحدث فيه كبرا أو وإعجابا وهما مهلكان. The first is that it can bring about pride and conceit, and these are 2 mortal sins. And that's obvious, that's the obvious danger of being praised. الثاني هو أنه إذا أثنى عليه بالخير فرح به. The second is that when one is praised for a virtue, one feels joyful with that. وَفَتَرَ وَرَضِيَ عَنْ نَفْسِهِ, and therefore becomes complacent and becomes self-satisfied. وَمَنْ أُعْجِبَ بِنَفْسِهِ قَلَّ تَشَمُّرُهُ, and whoever is self-satisfied becomes lazy. وَإِنَّمَا يَتَشَمَّرُ لِلْعَمَلِ مَنْ يَرَى نَفْسَهُ مُقَصِّرًا. People who work really hard are always people who regard themselves as inadequate. So that's another way in which you're harming somebody by praising him all the time. You may come to believe this and may think, well, I'm all right, I'm a wonderful person, I needn't bother to improve my ibadah or to work hard. And that's another way in which by praising him you can damage him. فإن سلم المدح من هذه الآفات, if a praise is actually safe from these defects, في حق المادح والممدوح, in the case both of the praiser and the praised, لم يكن به بأس, there's nothing wrong with it. بل ربما كان مندوبا إليه, it may even be something that's commendable. ولذلك أثنى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على الصحابة, and it was in this spirit that the Holy Prophet praised the Sahaba. فقال لو وزن إيمان أبي بكر بإيمان العالم لرجح. So that he said, for instance, were Abu Bakr's iman to be weighed against the iman of the rest of the world, it would outweigh it. وقال في عمر, and he said about Umar, لو لم أبعث لبعثت يا عمر. And he said, had I not been made a prophet, you would have been made a prophet, O Umar. And he says, but the reason why this was permissible is that قاله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن صدق وبصيرة. He said these things absolutely sincerely and with a firm awareness. All right, then he has a section which we don't have time for, which is a guidance on what to do when you're being praised frequently. How should your inner state be? And often an awkward situation.